everyone. Welcome to the Professor Tell All series with the Academic and Transfer Advising Offices and also the Finish and Floor Office at Stony Brook. My name is Caitlin Ocasio, and I'm working as an intern with the ATAS office. And I'm here with my future geology professor for next semester. I'll give him a chance to introduce himself now.
Hello, everybody. My name is Lars Ehm, and I'm faculty in Geosciences.
Very nice. So I'm glad we were able to meet today to do this interview. So I'll get started with the questions now. So first, so when you were in college, what helped you decide on a major or a career path?
Okay, so that's a slightly longer answer because my path was everything but linear. So coming out of high school, at that point, I got educated in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
There was a time where you had to do either military or some social service for a year. I came out of that and I was pretty good in school in chemistry and the sciences. And I thought I would like to build something. So chemical engineering sounded like a brilliant idea. So I applied to a bunch of universities, got into University of Dortmund, very good engineering program, showed up there, was really excited, and then my first semester were all introductory lectures, like that is with all of you now. And I sat suddenly in a room with 650 other students and heard my introductory engineering lectures and was totally lost, practically. I had the feeling that there was no connection between me and the faculty. For him, probably giving the lectures, I was not even a number. I was one face in a lot of faces. And so I lost track and interest very, very quickly and looked for something that has some smaller class sizes, a little bit more accessibility. And I started a track in food chemistry, which in Germany is something like you get a certificate and a university degree that allows you to work in testing labs for food quality and so on. Was not in my hometown, was not far away, and I think I had problems with finding housing that was affordable. And so I commuted, like a lot of our students here at Stony Brook, they commute for about an hour and a half, coming closer from the city. And I had something to do the same. And food chemistry was very school-like. So you start 8 o'clock in the morning with lectures, they stop midday, and then the rest of the day is lab work that you do. And then, of course, you have to, at the end of the day, you have to start to prepare the labs for the next day, and with the commute, I was losing track. At that point, my parents started to say, well, so the third one, it has to be, otherwise we think about our financial support for you. So I looked in my hometown in the university, and I was torn between doing something that is business and engineering related or to do a science. And I just went to the university, looked at the lecture catalog, and stumbled over mineralogy, actually, and started to look at these. And all the lectures were very applied. You got very early on large instruments. It had a research component. I was excited about that. Started it. Never looked back. It was fantastic. It was small class sizes. We were usually, in my graduation year, we were about 20 that were there. We knew each other. There was directly intimate contact to the faculty. Practically, we had a weekly coffee hour with the faculty. And you knew everybody, and it was very personal. And that got me into where I am now.
That's great. I think I relate to that idea of wanting that smaller class environment and feeling more connected to, the university and the faculty and students. I think a lot of students can definitely relate to that sentiment. Mm-hmm. So my next question would be, was there ever a time when you questioned yourself or when you questioned why you were even in college? And then what did you do to resolve those feelings?
While I was in college, not, but I think these questions, am I on the right track? Is that really what I want to do? Come up not only through college, but through your whole career. And then usually you have to breathe a little bit, lay back, and really evaluate if you like what you want to do. Is this really what you want to do? Do I like what this leads to? And if the answer is no, then take the opportunity to change your track. You have that. Everybody at this stage is still young.
Right.
What also helped me is that I had a life outside of university. So I did something with people that had nothing to do with university. I still played sports and team sports, and mostly these were people that had jobs, were working, and we talked about other things. So there was really a mental break even between when I was in university and working really hard on getting my degree, and then doing something else where I can take my mind off and relieve pressure, practically. And that helped me a lot.
Right, like the downtime was good for your mental health.
Yes, absolutely. And everybody has to find something. For me, it was sports. Some other people need some social context. You have to find what works for you to get your mind off of university and working.
Yeah, definitely. For me, I think my go-to would be going to the gym. That's
Yeah.
like very relaxing for me.
Yeah.
So my next question is, were there any specific experiences you remember having great meaning for you? For example, an internship, mentoring, a job, and if anything else, what type of experiences would you recommend?
So we early on were included in research groups and did little research projects, usually with graduate students that were in the project or the program, where we helped them on little tasks that were there. So you got very early hands-on experience and on the machines, how it works. You also develop frustration tolerance, because not all experiments go well, and you see that. Sometimes we struggled for weeks to get it going. In the summer, since the summers were free, I usually worked odd jobs, and some were very physical, construction, hospitality. And this reminded me on how hard other people earn their money, and that I definitely don't want to do this. So this was a constant motivator to really do well and to keep my focus on what I want to do afterwards, which was in fact some kind of a research career. It doesn't have to be university, but it had to be something like that. So the summers were something like ground truthing and making me humble about how people that don't have a university except work really, really hard to do their job and to earn a living.
Right.
And physically hard. So there was one time in construction where I worked alongside somebody that was close to retirement age, but practically I saw that their body was spent, and I didn't want to end up there.
Yeah. Wow. And from what you're saying, it seems like you got a lot of transferable skills from those jobs.
So these jobs are transferable because you need to talk to a lot of different people with different kinds of education. It keeps you there. You not just talk to people that have PhD or advanced degrees. And later on, this was really good because also in your research career, you collaborate with machinists that have to build something for you. And you initially can, with these soft skills that you learn, you make an initial connection. And then from there on in, it's really easier to interact, to be relatable, and to see them part of your team.
Right, definitely. So my next question would be, how did you discover your interests and career goals?
So during these research parts, I knew that I like to do this. I like to solve puzzles and practically pushing the research envelope, and the knowledge is always coming up with a puzzle and solving it. And and I get bored easily. That's why I like research, where I can come up with my own questions and then answer them as long as I can finance them
Right.
through third-party funding. The other component that I really started to enjoy was teaching. That came a little later, but these direct interaction with students where they are looking for you to provide them with guidance and knowledge is really rewarding. I like the teaching and advising part very much. When I came directly out of university, it could have been anything. I knew that I wanted to stay somewhere in research, but it could have been company research. It could have been research at a national lab or in the university environment. I was not really set on one of these tracks. I just wanted to see what's out there, and these postdoc experience, and I did 2 after my PhD, really helped to form that I wanted to be at the university.
Got it. That's actually what I want to do as well, teaching, but at the high school level.
That's even, you get them earlier, and it's even more rewarding because you get them when they are really still very formal
Right.
and really look for guidance.
Exactly.
So
So, let me see. I have one more question. So,
yeah.
what advice would you give to an undergraduate student who is having a challenging time deciding what path to follow?
Talk to as many faculty that you can. Come to office hours, talk about these things, get a lot of different experiences and points of view, because we all our career paths are very different. And as you see, you always expect that for most of the faculty, they had this linear career path. They went to university, really did well. They went into their PhD, did a postdoc, got the faculty position. In most of our cases, that's actually not true. I have colleagues that worked for a time in industry. They have a very different perspective on what you can do. And there are also resources on campus that you can talk to. Talk to the people in the Career Center. If you're further advanced, not an undergrad or graduate student, talk to the group that's in charge for professional development at the graduate school. They all provide you with different viewpoints and help you to figure out what is actually what I want to do, what I'm thinking I'm good at, and how does that translate maybe into a career.
Right.
And there are so many variable careers out there that can be extremely fulfilling, that we usually, if we don't look into them, we never find them.
Exactly. So as an undergrad student, I would definitely second the Career Center.
Yeah.
You know, their services are included with our tuition, so you might as well use it, right? And they're very helpful there. I love the advisors, so I totally agree with that. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with us. This is going to help a lot of students, and it's great to have representation from the geology department. So yeah, thank you so much. And for everyone watching, please stay tuned for the next video in our Professor Tell All series. There's many more to come. All right, so have a great day, everyone. Thank you for watching.